What's up YouTube, Cod Format 221 here, and welcome back to another Cody of Heroes 2 online replay, Season 2. Anyway, so we're playing as the Oberkommando OS, and I do have a Wehrmacht ally. I'm using the new Savage Doctrine. It was released on the 23rd of July, so I decided to purchase it. I didn't want to wait around for the war spoils, because frankly, I don't exactly love that system very much. And then we're going against 2 Americans and a basic Soviet. And you can see all these guys are pretty low level besides me. Well, so their team, they have a 95 and a 65, and then their team is higher pretty much than ours. But I mean, besides me, right? Like overall. Anyway, let's go back to the match here. So my ally, Dreamcatcher, completely left my flank open. He got completely pushed back. So I have the American riflemen pushing in towards my position here. I have built my truck on this side here. We're playing on Res Winter. And I'm just focus firing on this unit that's pretty weak, hoping to wipe it out early. Now you can see I'm going to be using my Storm Pioneers to help flank, and that's what these guys are used for. You can see when they get up close, they do quite a lot of damage with their MP44s. And these guys, I love them. Like, if you can use them correctly, they are just so deadly. That's what I tend to use in this game. And look, like I got hit running away off the ice. Running onto the ice there. So I'm going to talk a little about the Scavenge Doctrine here. Basically, so whenever you're the Oberkommando West, when a vehicle is destroyed, you can scavenge it. That's pretty, sorry, it wasn't Dreamcatcher that got pushed back up here, it was Free Warrior. So, for the Scavenge Doctrine, whenever you can scavenge, basically, off of any vehicle, so that's where the wrecks stay. So, basically, my Panther got destroyed, I could repair it, and just kind of stay there. I couldn't repair it, I could salvage it, and get some munitions, and I could get some fuel from it. So, this basically allows me to get more munitions over time, but it's going to take a little longer for me to salvage that. Anyway, one of the cool new units they had is the Jaeger Light Infantry Recon Squad, which I will be using. I threw a grenade here. I wouldn't advise doing that necessarily, and they have a mortar. I thought it was 120mm mortar, considering how accurate that was at that long range. Anyway, in order to take out, first of all, don't build your fuel cache right next to the enemy. That's just a basic mistake some people do. I mean, if you have a point back here or a point right here, I mean, these are cut off right for their fuel. But if they have points, you know, at least this one, right? At least build further back, right? Your fuel cache. I'll put it right on the front lines because this point will probably change. Now, it does secure this territory, right? So I can't just walk in and capture, but I got news for you. I'm going to upgrade these guys with a combat package, and I will blow that up. So one thing I'm trying to do here is I see that my ally is getting, you know, there's a machine gun nest right here. So I'm using this to target. I'm using my infantry support gun. I usually get one of these out after I have about 2 or 3 grenadiers. That's kind of at with buildings. So I'm trying to target this and, you know, get rid of this. Also I just collapsed it on the Soviets there. So all 6 men were killed in that building that can no longer, well, it can't be occupied. So I just wiped out that thing. Now I'm going to go push on this machine gun, because right now there's no point in me trying to capture this, because they have machine guns. Alright, well, they had at least 2 machine guns that were covering this point here. Anyway, on this side, I found here before, it's basically a bottleneck. So, like I said, I was going to upgrade these guys with the Panzer Faust. No, Panzer Shreks. Panzer Shreks. I don't know, I keep getting this confused. Big difference. So they do have the Panzer Shrek right there. And we are going to try to take out this fuel cache. That's 200 manpower. That is just gone. And that was a Soviet player. Anyway, Dreamcatcher is going to do a good job in this match up north and kind of holding it, preventing them from harassing our fuel. These guys are just like Fallschirmjägers. They can pop out of enemy buildings. And these guys are quite a lot. They're about 42 manpower, I believe, to reinforce. See, I'm dodging rifle grenades. And just, you know, kind of coordinated assault there. I'm back here to distract them, and he's going to push forward. Unfortunately, they already have, you know, multiple fighting positions set up. This one has a machine gun in it. So I'm just going to sprint out of this. I see I'm not going to win that fight. So I'm like, I might as well, you know, cut off the fuel at least for a little bit. I have taken their fuel, right? There's more points for them to capture. These guys don't have any anti-tank. That's good, because these are meant to be light recon guys. Gosh, these are great units. I love using them. Anyway, that was a rifle grenade. They're still shooting at me somehow. They do have line of sight. And you can see my ally here, Free Warrior. He's just getting It's a... Okay, when you fight on this map, right? Well, then again, you can see them on this side, too. Going up the middle is not the best idea. Not a lot of people notice, but you can actually hop over the fence along this area here, and then kind of sneak around that way. So you can flank around. Also, you can flank around this way because it's frozen. Anyway, look at these guys moving in. One, this guy's even, you know, killing some men. They're not throwing grenades, I'm pulling back. I don't want to lose my Storm Pioneers that are veterans Z1. But yeah, they got pushed back with some severe losses. This house is barely alive. I'm going to refocus on this. I just want to collapse these two houses. Well, at least collapse a machine gun nest in that house. I have a Greyhound. He went very early with a Stuga Zufus. And that was his... I mean, it's good, right, that he's going to start collapsing the American positions, right? But it's a bad because, frankly, he's not going to protect us. He just got some, you know, a Panther strike out of this house, right? That's good. Usually what happens on this map is that, you know, my side takes this northern half here. Ooh, look, there's an AA. My half usually takes this side up here. He's building a fire in the middle of the road. Man, that's not going to be good. He's a very light armored force. So these guys, I wondered why the Soviets early on planted a mine. So you can see we do have some wounded soldiers there. And I do also, so let's talk a little more about this doctrine. So you have to salvage ability, right? Getting more munitions and fuel from it, but it takes a little bit longer. These awesome light infantry troops, which are very deadly. And then we also have these passive infiltration tactics. So basically my men can all throw one grenade, anti-infantry grenade, after a certain amount of time they've been on the battlefield. I have the awesome, which I will use in this match. And then I also have the heavy howitzer barrage. And you can see this house collapsed also. So I've killed 2 machine gun crews so far with this artillery gun, so that's pretty much worth the manpower. If you look at the trade-off, yeah, that makes sense, right? The trade-off would be... That's what I want. Why? Yeah, that makes sense. It was about 430, and I took 480 of his manpower with this one unit so far, and it's not done. So when I'm going against the Soviets, I usually think, okay, well, one, their fuel is still cut off. Let's just keep that in mind. Their fuel is still cut off. We're very weak on this side. He's betting that his I mean, he's a Stuga Zufus out pretty early. Now it's a little dangerous because he doesn't really have a whole lot of anti-tank capacity right now. His army's just not equipped. If a T-34 came out, they could just smash him completely. You can see him being a little bit double teamed on this side, at least in the center with red and purple. There's going to be an interesting tactic he uses with his aimless I haven't seen before. So you can see I'm just going to start bombarding his position. Now, what I do not see, I mean, it's fog of war, keep that in mind. I can't really see a whole lot. It is winter. Is that he's just going to come around and flank. You can see he's going to try to, you know, wipe out the men on the VP. Actually, he did that instead of the victory point there. Anyway, I'm being flanked here, and I'm trying to reverse my guy out of here. I'm trying to get him out and pulling back my AT also. I have my Storm Pioneers here. You can see he's using the Elite Rifleman Doctrine. So he's using the Elite Rifleman Doctrine, which basically you can bring out infantry. I'm going to do a video on that also. You can bring out riflemen that are elite, and they also get flamethrowers. And you have white phosphorus barrage, and you have a lot of stuff. These guys, I don't want them to get lost. I'm starting to throw grenades, and I am, you know, decimating his men. So this is a very poor. It was a good idea to flank. You know, I did lose my crew for my gun, right? But he lost a Vet 2 infantry squad and his lieutenant. You can see they're all clumped up here, and that the grenade was quite effective at that close range. And then he had a good idea. Let's go on to him really quickly. He had a good idea of using that phosphorus barrage. But it's really, you should have done it on my, you know, healing station, because what it does is it drains the health away from your units, if they are, and that one devastates infantry, right? But it does take away the health of your units, and when you have a medical thing right here, like I do, it's just going to heal me up. Like, I'm not going to have any problem or any negative effects, really, from that white phosphorus, and you can see it goes away quite quickly. Anyway, back to that rifleman doctrine here. You can see he has the rifleman flares, so it's basically like the Soviet snipers where they can launch that flare to see through the fog of war. Flamethrowers, and then he has the EZ-8 tanks, which are very deadly. So this is actually rather interesting. Look, he has an ambulance, right? So I'm like, oh, Cinematics, why is he bringing this up? Like, and then he pops out riflemen. I was very surprised. I've never seen someone use an ambulance and pop out riflemen from him before. Anyway, you can see he's about to lose a third squad here. I don't want these guys to get away. And will we get him? And yeah, we got him. So, yeah, I don't have any... I was like, oh my gosh, of course that mortar's going to wipe out my men. So he wiped out a Vet 2 squad with that mortar. I don't want to man this because I do want to man it with some Volks Grenadiers, but you can see I'm a little light on infantry right now. And I do have a lot of manpower. I'm really kind of waiting for that Panther, but I am going to get some more troops here. Anyway, you can just see this blob of salt here, you know, one machine gun. And Lieutenants will just, I mean, he stands no chance blobbing up like that. How many units is that? That's 6? If you're going to scout for some Sukasufus, you need 1 unit, okay? And he can flank. Like, he's going right towards... He knows where the machine guns are. He knows there's machine guns there. It's just going to be a mass rout, a ton of dead Germans. You know, not 2 Americans were lost there. 2 American infantry. Anyway, they're pushing in again here, but I'm just replenishing my forces. I am repairing this. This got damaged by some kind of artillery barrage that was laid down and destroyed that house. Doing my flat cap track, you can see my Panzer headquarters is a little bit further back than normal. I just want it to get wiped out by any kind of easy 8s or something. You can see they do have bazookas though. They're ready for some early infantry. You can see the majors right here. Majors aren't meant to do fighting necessarily. They're a good fallback unit. Like they can do the fallback position. You can't call artillery support. No, that's the captain that can do the fallback position. This guy does recon. This guy has the rapid barrage, and he also has the fake rapid barrage. And yeah, you can set a retreat point. Yeah, I was right. Okay, cool. I know you can see I'm a little decimated on infantry right now, and the Americans are pushing up again. So same guy, purple, but I do have some infantry. You can see the artillery's going down again. And it's a Katusha this time. So I do have my infantry moving in. These guys are quite deadly. I wish they had grenades. I think that would be quite good, but maybe they're already maybe they're a little overpowered as they are right now in their current state. And will we get another squad? Nope, he gets away. So you can see, I mean, he's getting decimated. He has another machine gun out. He has no real troops. He has a machine gun. He has his major. And that's about it. I pretty much wiped out the rest of his squads. So you can see I pop out my men out of this house here. And I wasn't trying to assassinate the major here, but I guess we are going to do it. I'm going to get rid of this mortar because this mortar's been, you know, it's killed a lot of my men. We did assassinate that major there. And these guys are quite deadly. They're very good anti-infantry. And they can booby trap points. I'll have to do some of that. They also have the salvage, and they do their sprint ability. There's nothing to really stop me here. And I did wipe out that mortar, but you know what I'm gonna do? I don't want them to, you know, I've been able to wipe out a lot of gun crews recently, but I want to take this. I'm just gonna take the mortar because frankly we don't have any kind of mortars as the Oberkommando West here. It'd be nice to have that, and I do know where his truck is now. Now you can see the Wehrmacht player, Dreamcatcher, is fortifying up here. But he is under attack from Katusha barrages. So you can see what I'm doing here. I have 2 of these units. I'm going to sprint, get the machine gun focused, and I'm going to go behind it. And just, you know, these guys do have Gewehrs automatically. These are quite, they're 340. They are pretty expensive, but they are completely worth it. The Oberkommando West is good because it can balance out against American, you know, veteran riflemen. Especially if they have bars, and that unit got wiped out. So I'm pretty much wiping out Dual Veal, whatever his name is, until he gets in a Sherman here. I wiped out all his infantry. It's just been utterly devastating. Now he's going to call artillery here. I'm just going to move out. The White Fox, you can see it's quite deadly. I just got to keep pulling my men through. You can see how rapidly the health gets depleted from these units. These guys are barely held alive. You know, they have no health, so I'm going to bring them back to the base to get healed up. Anyway, you can see I'm getting a Panther now. And my ally is making a little bit of progress. Still a blob tactic, and this American's loving it. These men have flamethrowers. I was not watching this side of the battle, but I didn't have a lot of hope for my ally. So I'm calling in some artillery now to try to help him out, but the Americans are just going to fall back. Pretty pretty much they're gonna move and fall back. I did kill some men though, but I wish I had done that before his assault. That might have helped him out a little bit. But yeah, never just look how many men he has. Like, so we're concentrating off, right? Free Warrior is losing all his infantry, and I'm devastating duels infantry. Let's look at Free Warrior's rank really quickly. He's still 39, so he's still relatively new to the game, I guess you could say. And I have a Panther. And I wish he kind of told me he was doing a Stuka on those guys. And I see a Sherman, I'm like, wait a second, I can fight a Sherman, you know, a Panther. You know, the Sherman has trouble penetrating the Panther's frontal armor. It's kind of like a T-34. Keep in mind, this is like half the feel of a Panther anyway. It's about 110 feel. Okay, it's not about half, but let's just say the Panther is substantially more. So I'm going to chase after him. I don't really see anything to stop me except there's another Sherman. And at this point, even though I want to keep pursuing, I just have to fall back. He kind of mismicroed his tank there. Look up the Katusha. You killed 23 infantry, and that's unacceptable. So I'm just going to get, you know, stay away. I do my rear armor, exposing he's going to get a shot on my rear armor. I'm just going to flank way around here and get back to base. Right now I have a strong infantry force composed of these light infantry recon squads, which are awesome. There's actually another American commander that has similar kind of light infantry pathfinders. It's not the airborne one, but it's like a similar unit to these guys. I want to test them out and make you guys some videos on that. So anyway, I'm gonna push back in. I do have my guys with bazookas at the front line in case the Sherman pops up, because these guys, I said bazookas, with Panzer Shreks, and my men can become invisible with their camo there when they're in cover. Oh wait, that's this unit. This unit, when it gets ranked up, can become invisible. So these guys are pretty much, I can stop any kind of American assault, even if none of them have, you know, for all the veteran and munitions they put in these guys, they put a ton of anti-tank, not any infantry. They should definitely add some bars, but do they really need it though? Because they're just going right into their trap, or their choke point here, and they have machine guns. If they built a second nest, that would have been amazing. So I'm getting suppressed by a Maxim that moved up. And my Panther is still here. And you can see an SU's here, you know, kind of on its own. One thing I was surprised was to see that Dreamcar was using a scout car. Or Dreamcatcher was using a scout car. Because they're not that good. Maybe he was scouting. Anyway, he is devastating. Well, he's not even devastating the infantry, right? He needs to figure out, one, if you're an American player, and there's Tukusufus, don't group up your men like this. Like if I was using this thing, you know, you can't see it through the fog of war, but you can assume they'd be roughly around where this. I would do a line like this, right? Because he knows through our fog of war, we know there's a nest there, so he should be targeting along that area to make his life easier. Anyway, I was thinking about getting one of those, but I couldn't afford the fuel because I'd have to buy the truck, which would be 40 fuel, and then it'd be 100 fuel for the Tukusufus. And plus, I think I'd rather have another Panther considering all the Shermans I'm seeing. You can see my guy going invisible there. I guess it's just on the snow. Your men can go invisible. You can see the Sherman comes, and I'm like, well, that's a mistake. Because I have an anti-tank gun right here. They're getting hit by the anti-tank gun, and the rear armor is exposed by the Panther. He's got to realize that, you know, there's a Panther on the field. You got to be a little careful with your Sherman. And I don't think anything's going to stop me from killing this Sherman right now. He's trying to, you can see the fog of war. I'm worried he's going to get away. I did hit him right through the edge of the fog of war, and there's another Sherman coming. In fact, there's an easy 8, so I got to be a little careful here with my men. I'm not watching this, and I'm going to lose these two squads here because I'm trying to get my tank back. It's really important, you know, I save those. And the Sherman with the high explosive shells is just doing a lot of damage. But I have my guys invisible here. This anti-tank gun is invisible, and I am taking shots. Meanwhile, the American positions are being decimated slowly, but still, that kind of frontal assault is just not going to work. Now I managed to take out this easy. You can see it is on fire like this, so I could salvage it. Oh, it says USA on the back of it. I'm gonna move in and try to take out the Sherman. Its rear armor is exposed, and he's firing HE, which don't do any damage to tanks. It's good against infantry. And I have my own men out here. I'm gonna try to kill this anti-tank gun. I figure, you know, I'm not gonna be cocky. I don't want to lose my tank here. However, we just completely surrounded. We are pushing in. Even as the Dreamcatcher is pretty good with the light armor, but that can backfire through your lines. And surprisingly, the Stuka-Su-Foos. Oh, bombing guns going down. Surprisingly, the Stuka-Su-Foos did not. I mean, it only fires so often, right? But it didn't target this area of concentrated troops. So they're mortaring me here. And as soon as I'm scavenging this wreck here, I'll show you how much I get of this. So I got 5 fuel and 15 munitions. I'm just going to push forward and say, hey, wait, there's a mortar right here. Pretty low health. I'm up close and personal. These guys are vet too. They have killed 8 infantry so far. I'm going to be replenishing my force. You can see it's 42 manpower. Just to replace one guy with those squads. I'm going to push in for the AT gun because, frankly, there's none really stopping me. See another barrage going down. Still targeting. Well, I guess he's targeting that area there. I've seen a lot of people abandoning their ambulances and hopping out the crew. I'm just going to keep chasing until something stops me from chasing. And that good old HE round was enough. But I'm not going to retreat. I'm just going to click a fallback order. I don't need to, you know, retreat all the way back to base. Because I need these men up close. I need them to help repair my Panther here. Unfortunately, yeah, the Cervic was flying over, so I'm like, okay, I got to retreat now. You can see they are pounding his position. If you destroy, if you're going to destroy any of the German, oh, by the way, you should turn the tank the other way so that the can doesn't have to turn around the flak. What you should really do is have it face the other way, and if you can destroy a German, you know, setup, I guess you would call them headquarters, destroy this one because it gives their tanks and it's also 80 fuel. So that'll set them back quite a while. You can see that set me back by 4 minutes just to make another one with the Panther. So they're pushing in again, and I know they're pushing in, but I gotta, you know, I gotta heal up my force here. So I'm gonna reinforce them back at this base close to the front line so they can move in again. And the Katusha is firing. I'm impressed. First of all, I don't think we saw we saw one SU from the Soviet player. Let's just see how much fuel he has. He's not floating fuel necessarily, but okay, it is an interesting move. So he's in negative carcass in the middle of the road, right? And I popped these guys out of the house because I had the manpower. And I'm gonna try to chase off that captain. He's moving in here to take out my my anti-tank gun, but they're kind of stuck on the pathing there, so we are gonna try to push in. And I have more troops here in a second Panther, so I'm looking pretty good, you know, with these awesome light infantry recon squads. Just, I mean, he's losing so many squads. I've killed so many of his squads. He's pretty much devastated. And if you look, he has some medics, and that's just his last rifleman squad again. I'm just gonna push for him like there's nothing stopping me. And he keeps pounding this area. And then the Panther moves in. The anti-tank is pretty much devastated. He did not reinforce his Vet 3 unit. He should be targeting this unit first because it can reinforce. He threw a grenade at him. Okay, at this point there's a lot of enemy tanks up here. And I'm a little nervous because there's an easy 8 in Sherman, but I do have 2 Panthers though, so I should be able to take them out. Anyway, he's finally making a push. He is going to take this side after much. Oh, but he's getting destroyed by that Cervic. And then the Shermans come over here, but he does have a lot of anti-tank guns. Take out the machine gun first. Oh, I guess it was good he got rid of the howitzer there. I don't want to be mean to my allies, but I'm just letting other people know the, you know, about those blob tactics. You've seen me take down plenty of blobs. And a rear armory gets hit. I definitely don't want to like this, look at my gun spazzing out a little bit. He's going to have to fall back. So I'm gonna kind of flank around. I don't want to go over the ice in case I get hit, and that Sherman's trying to withdraw. So I'm gonna push in again. This vet 2 gun somehow got away, and now it's dead. I'm gonna push in, take out the Katusha once again. I just don't like Katushas. And look how many ATs are laying out here. So they have a second AT. This one's shooting at me. This guy doesn't have blitz, unfortunately. So I'm gonna try to fall back, but they have line of sight on me. They're just gonna keep targeting. I tried to have this kind of tank shield, but so I did lose a Panther there to a couple ATs. These rear echelon troops did, man. Another gun there. But you can see the Easy 8 is gone again. This point has been taken. We're gonna take their fuel now. They really don't stand a chance anymore. I think it was the ability for Dreamcatcher to hold his side and kind of keep pushing in. Why he was pretty good at holding the center in this match, and then finally, Free Warrior did manage to break through. And I mean, 23 kills. He had this pretty much the whole game though, so it's not a whole lot for having that the whole game. And you can see more veteran riflemen coming up from Duel here. 300 manpower. Average rifleman is roughly 280. Is 280. So 20 more manpower for elite riflemen, and they can be like vet 2 or 3. So usually vet 1, but sometimes vet 2 or 3. This is kind of the last push. Thankfully, my ally Dreamcatcher did put a machine gun here, which is great. He put a machine gun there. I have to fall back with this unit here. But he's just gonna pin all these riflemen. I mean, finally, some infantry. Even I guess he did keep his lieutenant. Oh, this is a different guy. This is the Duel. So whatever infantry was remaining, I do have my Osman taking some shots. It's not too effective. I need to get closer to these riflemen, but these guys have bazookas, so I didn't exactly want to mess with the bazookas with the Osman's light armor. You know, their idea of not their idea, but their ability not to preserve the infantry really killed them this game. And you know, he's finally gonna break through anyway. But you can see my ally is gonna start playing with some Stooks. They're gonna, you know, don't ignore Stooks, especially when they're at range like this. Now they are bouncing off of the armor there, but enough of them are hitting. I'm gonna bring in my own Panther to kind of help try to finish off these tanks here. Another Easy 8. But then, you know, the Sugusufus again pushes them, and bombing runs are going in, so it's just devastating. I need to pull my AT guns, what I'm doing here in a second. I'm trying to repair my tank. You can see, though, the Stugs don't really stand a chance, you know, up close. Well, when this guy turns his gun. So they do have a decent amount of tanks left, but they don't really know what they want to do. They could probably push in here, but we just have a lot of anti-tanks in our infantry, and I have AT guns and stuff, so this match is pretty much over. They're going to vote to surrender here after this tank gets destroyed. Good game to our opponents. I hope you guys learned something from kind of the bottleneck here and how to flank around in this position. Especially if you're holding this position, keep in mind maybe some barbed wire along here, or definitely put some mines along the ice there. Anyway, I had 138 kills and 93 men killed. Hope you guys enjoyed. Cut for my 221 sign.